72-mile-per-hour wind gusts, so that's just under hurricane strength force, and lots of trees down. Pages and pages and pages of reports of trees down on a lot of roads. And again, you have to combine this heavy rain with these wind gusts that we're getting, and that's why we're seeing so many numerous reports that started as early as 5 o'clock this morning and have only intensified in the last 2 hours. The heaviest rain should be coming to an end by early afternoon, and so we'll start to wind down these rainfall totals. Cape Cod, you haven't seen much rain at all. In that area, we'll stay under 2 inches total. It's not the rain, it's the winds that will be increasing as the storm pulls nearer. Again, right now it's right over Manhattan, and it has 65-mile-per-hour winds. It is moving at 26 miles per hour and will continue its forward motion as we go through the morning hour. So we'll still see a lot of wind left to go, but the rain probably at its most intense right now and will be weakening earlier in the afternoon. Guys?
All right, JC, thank you so much for that updated to-the-minute information. Obviously, we have a long ways to go. We've seen some of it, though, kind of approaching here.
And we can take a look at the situation now. We head down to the Vineyard, Oak Bluffs, and our own Todd Keskevich is there. Todd?
Holding on.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Randy, Bianca, you're not kidding. The wind is really intensifying. I just measured 55.2 mile per hour wind gusts here just now. And you take a look at the water here. At this point, you really see it is really starting to get mixed up, really choppy here at this point. A lot of ocean spray coming back at us. If you take a look over this way, there's an awful lot of people still coming out to check things out and to see this and experience nature firsthand. And you look at the park over here, you can see there's a bus back there. The bus service still running, so some things here on the Vineyard are operating normally. But make no mistake about it, this is a very serious weather event. And yesterday, we talked to one of the emergency preparedness directors about the equipment that they have. And we were in West Tisbury, and the director over there was showing us a piece of equipment, a special truck that is going to escort every single ambulance call they have today, just in case they're dealing with debris in the road, trees down, that sort of thing. His name is John Christensen. Here's some of what he had to tell us. Take a listen.
It's about 3 years old. We'll send that out on every call that an ambulance goes on to assist in clearing trees out of the way and to assist the ambulance crew.
Still on our video. Okay, so as he was saying, they have this big piece of equipment. It's called a brush breaker, and it's a very tall truck, very big tires. It has the ability to not only drive over trees, but it also has chainsaws, things of that nature that the crews, the guys who work on that truck would need in order to cut down trees so that the ambulance can get to the calls. So they realize they're very self-sufficient on the island. That's one of the pieces of equipment that will definitely come in handy today as they respond to calls in the aftermath of this storm. We'll keep you posted. Again, the wind's really picking up here. We're expecting power outages. We hope to bring you an update on that situation in our next report. Randy, Bianca, back to you.
All right, Todd, of course, the town leaders, as you point out, are taking such precaution there, and yet we're seeing all the people showing up at the waterfront there to obviously enjoy the show and take pictures.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of people come out here, and in fact, earlier, probably about an hour ago, we actually saw people in their bathing suits in the water. We can't emphasize enough what a bad idea that is and how dangerous that is, because when you have waves like this, all it takes is one to really sweep someone out to sea. That can be very dangerous. But obviously, there's not much you can do about, the curious nature of humanity. People want to see nature, and they want to see it in person.
Well, hopefully they do it a little bit more safely. Todd, thank you so much. We'll be checking with you a little bit later. We want to go to Kevin Morley now from the Barnstable County Emergency Management Agency, I presume it is. Kevin, are you with us?
I am. How are you doing today?
Great. How about you?
Well, we're watching this storm increase in intensity. Casey pretty much summed it up with her report. Over the past hour, the number of reports coming into our multi-agency
that were sent in from viewers. He's going to share those with us right now. Fred.
That's right, Steve. A lot of viewers sending in pictures. So many down trees, down power lines, trees on houses. Unfortunately, Steve, you can speak a little bit about that. We'll get your picture on the air in just a couple of minutes, but here are some of the viewer pictures that have been sent in. Matthew Marciano sending us in this one from earlier today, Hess Avenue in Warwick, and also sending in that one there. Look at the bay. That's Broadview Avenue in Warwick. Things were really, really rough on the bay. We'll advance along the next one, Thomas Magnan, Tomahawk Court in Warwick, and That's a pretty damaged tree right there coming down and just splintering. This is just labeled Narragansett. If you want us to give you credit for your photo when you send it in to news@abc6.com, just give us your name and what town you live in, and we'll put the credit on there, like Liz Kelly, who's on the east side of Providence, and that is something else. Boy, that's unfortunate. Look at that, a tree completely uprooted on the east side of Providence on Cold Spring Street. We've got another picture of some tree damage here. It's Johnny B sending us that in from Cranston, and a lot of these pictures actually came in before 9:15 this morning, so before we had really the worst of the weather coming through. Chelsea and Warwick, unfortunate to see that tree damage there causing the fence to fall, and this was from actually yesterday evening. Seawall breach. We'll go one more picture here just so that you can see what happened yesterday evening, that seawall breach down on Ocean Avenue down in Warwick. So we thank our viewers certainly for sending in those pictures. Again, it's possible that the worst of it is over in the Providence area and throughout most of Rhode Island, most of southeastern Mass now too. Some in Plymouth County will be seeing deteriorating conditions in the next half an hour to 45 minutes, but the conditions everywhere are going to stay very gusty through this afternoon. So with any luck, we've seen the peak wind gusts, but I do expect gusts to stay in that 40 to 55 mile per hour range for several hours to come. John and Karen?
All right, thank you, Fred. We do want to mention so many folks, unfortunately, have lost power. If you haven't lost power yet and you're still with us, chances are pretty good you will lose power, but if you don't want to lose contact with us and what's happening in your state, 98.1, we've partnered with Cat Country, and they are simulcasting this newscast. We will be with you through the duration, so in the event you lose power, we will still be here through the radio. It's a great tool if you need it. Certainly we hope you don't have to use it, but if you do, we will be here for you.
And we want to show you now some other video that's just come in from Cranston on Vale Street. I believe this is another down tree, yes, blocking the road.
I think this is going to be a familiar sight, Karen, throughout the state of Rhode Island.
But you know what's good about this, John, is it doesn't look like it hit anything. It fell cleanly into the road. While you can't get by, at least it looks like it didn't hit any cars or homes or anything else. But look at that.
You know, the other thing there, Karen, it's not that big of a tree. It's kind of a thin midsection there on it. It's not the huge old tree you expect to see that's rotted and collapsed, but that's really not that big of a tree. I'm surprised that something like that would fall that easily. It really split right down the middle of the tree, but certainly causing a problem there on Vale Street in Cranston. And if you do have pictures, and we just saw Fred roll through a great number of them, he got those through his Facebook page, but if you want to just take one and it's safe to do so, from your house or what's going on in your neighborhood, we'd love to see it. Just send it to news@abc6.com. And if you can, put your name and where you're sending it in from so we can give you credit, number one, and also to get a sense of, for us and for our viewers, to know what's going on around the state of Rhode Island or southeastern Massachusetts.
Now let's take this time. It's 12 minutes after 10 this Sunday morning, and we've been giving you continuous coverage on Hurricane Irene, which is now been downgraded, actually, because the winds are 65 miles per hour or less. And over 100,000 customers in Rhode Island are without power.
That's a staggering figure.
25% of customers. That's a large number. And if Burrillville is any indication, then it's going to be a long, time that National Grid is going to be able to reach some of these homes. Burrillville was told that they are pulling out until this storm is over. People were advised to have supplies and batteries and flashlights on hand to last up to 3 to 5 days. So it could be a while before the electricity is back on for some of you.
And in many situations, Karen, maybe down trees in the middle of the road, trucks just can't get there, crews can't get there. So that's going to add to the problem. So the DPW crews have to get there first before the National Grid people can do their job. We want to go to Narragansett now, where Don Coyne has been working, doing some great stuff for us from Narragansett. He joins us now from Narragansett. Don.
Right here on the edge of Narragansett Town Beach. We were just here 2 minutes ago, and no waves were coming over. Now they're totally coming over. The beach is totally going in front of us. Let's walk up, see if we can get a little closer view, as I'm sure pretty soon they're going to kick us out of this area. We're safe right now. The beach is down below us. However, at any moment, a wave can come over. You can see the fury of Irene out here. This beach is going to be totally destroyed. This is normally a Sunday right before Labor Day when this beach is full of people. Well, guess what?